Wow. It is hard to believe how much a cover can foreshadow an event. I find it very amazing how this cover foreshadows last volume and probably what is going to happen. I have an amazing prediction of what I think is about to go down. An amazing volume. I just want to say, this volume just opened up my eyes to Griffith's character, Guts' character, Casca's character, and Corcus' character. I mean, just, there's so much in here. I want to start off with that ending. Okay, so, this ending I am currently looking at pits something you would never see, honestly. Like, it's incredibly shocking what I saw at the end of this volume, Volume 8. Guts versus Griffith. The rematch after multiple years, after like 3 or 4 years, the rematch begins. And the thing is that there's a lot of meaning behind this fight. A lot of meaning. A lot of crazy meaning behind this fight that really got to me. Griffith, you can clearly see at the end of this volume, he really, really, really cares about Guts. Like, he really wants Guts. It's like Guts is his toy, his property. That's who Guts is to Griffith. Griffith needs him, wants him. And he even states specifically in this, if I can't have him. He didn't finish his sentence, but I know what that meant. If I can't have him, no one can. That's pretty much what it meant. So, Griffith goes in for the kill. He actually goes in for the kill to kill Guts. Someone, technically, you could say he cares about. Now, there's a lot of meaning that is brought up in this volume. It was brought up multiple volumes back. I think, volume 6. Griffith only thinks of people that are his friends or his equals. For instance, Guts has realized for these past 2 volumes he is no longer Griffith's equal. But he wants to be Griffith's equal, and so he wants to obtain his own dream. He wants to win something. And that is very shocking, because Guts realizes, as a person, that he can't stand beside Griffith and be his friend, be his equal, because Griffith is a blazing inferno. Here's where the symbolism comes in, okay? Look at this cover. Now, most likely you up-to-date manga readers are probably going to laugh at me right now. You're laughing in the inside, probably either saying I'm completely wrong or I'm completely right. I don't know. But the symbolism in this cover, from what I am getting as my prediction and my own theory, is that this is the inferno, the dream that Griffith wants. That was, foreshadowed in the last volume. We saw, how tiny little dots in the sky were the little dreams of people, and Griffith's dream was like a fucking giant inferno. That's a giant inferno behind Griffith. And what is inside that inferno, if you look closely? Guts. Now, let's go to the ending of this volume, okay? Let's actually just look at the ending of this volume. As you can see here, you see a defeated Griffith. Griffith is defeated. And you see in his face, his pained face, he's definitely pained, like he's shocked. He is shocked, awestruck, he doesn't know what to do. And right here, you can get that face as multiple different meanings. Either like revenge, rage, vengeance. You can get it to where he's sad, calm, I don't know. But you could tell his face is very pissed off or something. And you see Guts just walk off. He just walks off, leaves Griffith there on the ground. And I like how they use Casca in this. I like how Kentaro uses Casca as to symbolize, once again, like another dream. Like, Casca's dream, as we could see in this volume towards the end, is that she wants Guts to stay. She's starting to grow feelings, which I predicted. She didn't die, thank God. But I think I see what's going on here. I thought Casca would be the cause of Griffith probably becoming the God Hand. But I think I have figured out what caused it. Now, here's me theory crafting. If I'm correct, Guts is Griffith's dream. He's inside the Inferno. Guts just left Griffith. Okay? And Griffith pretty much said that, he owned Guts. Guts just walked out. Now, let's travel back to, I think, Volume 5 or 6, when the Manticore, I think Zod his name was, that was introduced. He did a prophecy or prediction saying, you know, if, like, Griffith's dream was ever crushed or shattered or destroyed, you best watch out. Death is upon you, pretty much, if you're his friend. And so, we know for a fact Griffith thinks as Guts is probably a close friend, because he allows Guts to see his dark side, his dark and dirty side of causing assassinations in the middle of this entire volume and last volume. The assassinations of even the Queen herself. And so, Griffith clearly trusts Guts a lot. And he even probably thinks of him as a friend. I believe Guts is the person that turned Griffith into who he is down the road. He walked out when Griffith needed him, and his dream was shattered. Now, there's another thing you could take from this ending of the volume besides Guts being his dream. Now, I want to point out something, okay, specifically in this that really got me. You see clearly in this, if you look closely, okay, you see Guts strike down at Griffith, and he strikes his shoulder right here. You can see him striking Griffith's shoulder. At first glance, it looks like Guts held back, like he held back his sword and he didn't, you know, cut Griffith in fucking half like he could have, because it was obvious. But we still don't see any damage, and when we see here, you see Griffith drop his blade. And going over to the next page, you see Griffith holding his hand, or his arm. Now, there's different meanings you can get behind Griffith dropping his sword. It could either mean that Griffith realizes what he was about to do and probably take Guts' life, and Guts spared him. Or he realized he just lost Guts. Or Guts broke his collarbone and shoulder, and Griffith is fucked and can no longer use the sword ever again with his right hand or right arm. That's why I'm getting at, because you gotta think about this. This giant-ass fucking sword, you see it come down, it clearly looks like it hit Griffith's shoulder or collarbone. And if it did, with a sword that fucking size and that strong that could chop through armor like it's butter, hitting a shoulder blade, even if it wasn't, you know, going through it, imagine the pressure and impact of hitting a shoulder. It could possibly dislodge something, dislocated a shoulder or something, and which in turn, since this is the medieval days, like ancient times, there isn't no, you know, top-notch doctors like our day and age is. And so, Griffith could be fucked and can no longer use the sword, in which in turn that could also crush his dream, since, you know, a soldier or a warrior with a messed up arm or hand can no longer be called a warrior or soldier in those type of times. And so, like I said, there's two different ways you can get from this. Either Guts voluntarily destroyed Griffith's dream accidentally by walking out, or he crushed his arm and no longer can use the sword, which in turn causes Griffith to lose his dream entirely too, or probably marrying the princess. That's just two different options that could possibly happen. But from this perspective, Guts is the entire cause of Griffith going evil. It's obvious. It's fucking obvious. In this entire moment, it's obvious, because I have never seen Griffith at this state as a character. For all these volumes I've read of Griffith, I have never seen Griffith at this state. You could tell he was very desperate. He wanted to win so bad, and he was even desperate enough to kill Guts if he couldn't have him. That just shows you how much this entire fight meant to Griffith as a person. And that just shows you how complex of a character he is. Like, you know, as I was talking earlier, pretty much he didn't want to show the dark side to his fellow band of hawks. He didn't want to show his dark side of dirty deeds, for instance, killing people and assassinating the queen and stuff, but he was willing to show it with Guts. That's another aspect to his character and how much he really cared about Guts. And honestly, you can kind of look at this entire event as Griffith connected with Guts as love, honestly. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if it's like that. But after, you know, reading these volumes and thinking about it for a while and seeing Casca say like 2 volumes ago, it's like Griffith, and then she stops in mid-sentence like that, I thought, you know, she was going to say Griffith loved him. Now, this can mean entirely different things. Either Griffith can think of Guts as a brother, a blood brother or something, or Griffith really technically loves him. So, I don't know. That may be just me going off the deep end, theory crafting too far, but I mean, that's just different aspects I am learning from this. Now, besides the entire events with Griffith and all that really fucking shocked me and was phenomenal, was the entire bit with how Casca's feelings are slowly starting to grow towards Guts. I love the way Kentaro is building up Casca as a character. I mean, we got to see more of her feminine side in these past 2 volumes. Not just her cold-hearted, I guess, badassness of kicking ass and killing guys in the battlefield, she's actually shown her feminine side, and you can see that she's more of a woman, and she actually does care about Guts, because in the entire event, when Guts had to fight 100 soldiers by herself and he took them down, you can see Casca started respecting Guts since that point forward. She shared, you know, her goals, like, of wanting to be with Griffith with Guts, and Guts now understands what she wants, and you can see that Guts is starting to grow feelings with Casca at the end of this, because, you know, he could possibly take her hand. Now, the big thing is, okay, with this entire event, since Guts technically does leave, he did leave, Griffith is shattered. Casca's also upset too, because she technically realized that her dream was wanting Guts to stay, and so technically Guts shattered her dream also. But also there's another thing that's about to go down for Casca as a character. Griffith now, his next point in getting in higher status, higher rank, and getting closer to his dream. Let's just say his dream is not crushed yet, okay? Let's just specifically say and throw out the window what happened between Guts and Griffith, and say Griffith's goal and his, you know, dream is still on track. It's not ruined, okay? His next choice of action is to marry the Princess of Midland. That is his next goal. And so, it's already obvious that he will marry her. I even theorized this too. And Casca, being as who she is, just a regular general of Griffith's army, and she really has no noble status, and she's not royalty, she really can't offer much to Griffith as a person. For instance, she cannot offer anything that'll make him achieve higher status in the terms of the world. And so Casca technically is dead weight to Griffith. No offense to any Casca fans, I'm just stating the obvious. And so, Casca is going to get heartbroken from this too, because it's impossible for her to be with Griffith. It's impossible. So that right there is very sad. Another thing, too, is Corcus. So hopefully I said his name right. The dude that's always had, you know, like, I guess, turmoil between him and Guts. He's always been, you know, snappy at Guts since the very beginning. Like, he wanted to even attack Guts and kill him. I like in this entire, like, little ending section before the battle between Griffith and, you know, Guts happened, he states, like, he pointed his crossbow a couple times at Guts' back on the battlefield. I just couldn't help but fucking laugh. I'm like, dude, that's some way to, you know, say when you're about to depart. Like, you know, you reveal that you're pointing a crossbow at this dude's back these entire couple of years you've been with him, and, you know, you've been working with him. That'd be scary as shit, okay? I mean, imagine if you had a best friend or a person you thought was a comrade tell you right before you leave their, you know, band and group or whatever, tell you that they've been pointing a freaking knife or a gun at your back for those many years. How would you feel? Yeah. So, Guts right there also had to deal with an emotional, like, stab in the back like that, too. And it's even worse than that, too. Like, one thing Corcus says to Guts really probably hurt Guts deep down inside. Because Guts, as I said in this volume, he wants to win something. He wants to obtain something with his own hands. He wants to get his own dream accomplished just like Griffith, for he could stand as an equal with Griffith. And so, when you see Corcus say in this specific volume right towards the end, right before the fight starts, he says that you can never be Griffith, Guts. That right there has a lot of meaning. Pretty much what he states is you can never be like Griffith in terms of dreams and achieving his status. So Guts pretty much can never reach that high in potential. That is what he stated to Guts, and that is a very shocking and emotional thing that was said to Guts, and could possibly hurt him later on down the road. Now, off the entire bits with Guts and, you know, seeing the bit with Griffith at the end, I like the scene with how the Queen was fooled, tricked, and killed by Griffith. Griffith, once again, shows how evil he is, and how quick he could change his personality in a snap. Like, he shows this evil face, like he is just going to kill you and cut your throat off, sorry, like cut your head off, slit your throat, whatever, and he just walks away from a fire. Oh yeah, badasses don't look at explosions as they walk off like Griffith's doing. But, anyways, pretty much, Griffith also scared the minister, this bald little dude, okay, the minister that was planning to poison Griffith, okay, and he caused this entire bit with Julius and all that. He was planning to assassinate Griffith. And Griffith realized his entire plan by giving him the death stare the last volume. Last volume, when you saw Griffith stare at the minister across the hallway, he instantly knew that the minister would try to take his life. Because I like the entire, like, you know, quote Griffith said in this. Let me try to find the quote in this, because the quote Griffith said really scared me. Okay, here it is. At that instant, your eyes betrayed your fear. And then you see the minister shocked and scared right there. When a man is faced with something he truly fears, he cannot ignore it. He has only two options. He can become a subordinate and fall under its wing. For instance, hawks. I like the symbolism there since he's a hawk. Or he can strike it out and erase the fear. That is pretty much what the choices a man can take when he is stricken with fear. And that entire quote is fucking scary. Great ass quote. Great ass quote. Oh my god. That is very good. Very evil. Very, 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 very evil. To strike fear in a man and understand that a man has two options. He can either fall underneath your wing and become your subordinate, or try to kill you and destroy that fear. Wow. And it might explain a lot about Griffith in that entire scene. Griffith has always had this natural aurora about him. He's always led people to fall under his wing. It's been hinted at, foreshadowed at, talked about a lot in these volumes since the Golden Age arc started. And so, Griffith knows how to use his complexity when it comes to his personality. Not just his fear, but the kindness and charmingness of his personality. He knows what he's doing. Damn. That is fucking... And I'm not even at the beef of this chapter, or this volume. He returns. Zod returns. Wow. I did not expect Zod to return. Hopefully I got his name right. I probably am messing up or something, but I'm just going to call him the Manticore in case I'm messing his name up. The Manticore. You could tell he respects Guts, okay? He clearly respects Guts because in the middle of the battle of, Guts versus the Purple Knight, the Purple Rhino Knight, or whatever his fucking name is, got freaking slaughtered by Guts. Well, this dude, okay, this Manticore threw down his sword at Guts, like right here. He slung down his sword. See that? Right there? He slung down his sword at Guts and actually helped out in the dire need. Like, this demon, this fucking demon, saved Guts. And threw this giant-ass sword, like, halfway across the battlefield from a mountain, way far off. That is some scary-ass strength. That is some really scary-ass strength. But it shows you the type of potential he probably sees in Guts for him to keep him alive. But there's something very interesting about the dialogue that Zod says at the end of this chapter, in this part of the volume. He states this: "The eclipse will soon come, and the demon advent approaches." Soon the eclipse will come. What is the eclipse? That is the big question. What is the eclipse? I've seen a couple of Chibits talk about this in the comments, but then nobody's told me, thank God. But I mean, what is the eclipse? A lot of mystery behind that, because, I mean, it has something connected to the God Hand. It's definitely going to probably lead to Griffith turning into the God Hand. I'm going to just figure out that right now. But what is the eclipse? Why is it so rare, and why does this demon know about it? So, overall, this fucking volume is a very good volume. It has so much to offer, and it is great. The symbolism is strong, the foreshadowing is strong, the irony is strong, the artwork is amazing. It's another wonderful volume of Berserk. What more can I say? I'm going to be getting Volume 9 and Volume 9 through 13. I just did a bad mess up there. I'm going to be getting Volume 9 through 13 tomorrow. For instance, it should be in the mail. I should be having the manga volumes come in, and so I'll be able to read Volumes 9 through 13. I've been told that all shit and hell goes down between these volumes, so I can't wait to be able to read them. So anyways, this is going to conclude my review of Volume 8 of Berserk. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. I don't know if it was boring or not for all of you. I was just relaying my thoughts to all of you, and oh man, this is really good. I mean, I'm so happy I get to talk with all of you Chibits and get to express myself, because I really had to relay my thoughts to all of you, how I felt about this volume. So you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.